Welcome to Nikken's Brand Night. I'm Mary Bowser, and I'd like to introduce you to our host for this evening. Gloria Snyder is originally from upstate New York and enjoyed decades of camping adventures in the Adirondacks. She and her husband Richard have been married for 52 years and are blessed to have two children and four grandchildren. They spent 25 years in Northwest Georgia and are now on Florida's west coast, about an hour north of Tampa. Gloria has always been involved with children and working to bring out their best. First as a child photographer, and then as a teacher's assistant for preschoolers. For the past 26 years, Gloria has supported children and their families in a very different way, and that's by sharing Nikken. Here's how her Nikken journey began. Gloria, welcome to Brand Night.
Thank you so much, Mary. It's a pleasure to be here. Nikken, if you're not familiar with that name, they are a Japanese research and development company, and for 50 years, they have studied nature and mimicked it to bring the best to us in our homes. And tonight, our topic is going to be about our joints, especially our hips. Now, there's 5 important elements for life. You're aware of these: the air we breathe, the water we drink and consume for showers and for cooking, the sleep that we get every single night, the nutrition that we fuel ourselves with, and natural energies. Natural energies is probably a topic that is least thought about for most people. But right now in our world, we are wrapped in Wi-Fi, we are wrapped in electricity, and these are not energies that our body is very fond of. And so Nikken brings us natural energies from magnetics, from the sun, from the air. And that's what we're going to explore a little bit more tonight. Hips. Our hips, this is the topic we're going to dive into tonight. I think we can all relate to hip tension and discomfort, whether from sitting too much, our daily activities, sports, or just stress. Our hips carry a lot. But the good news, there are simple, natural ways to release that tension and support healthier, more comfortable movement. Now, this is a sad statistic from the CDC. Over 300,000 people age 65 and older are hospitalized for hip fractures each year in the US. We don't want to be one of those statistics. So what can we do? Nikken offers us some solutions. Water. When we're properly hydrated, everything works better. Most people walk around underhydrated. This quote says, "Dehydration is the mother of all epidemics and the first step we need to take in addressing chronic disease." You don't necessarily think of your bones as needing water, but they are 25% water, and they too need to be hydrated. And they're one of the last things to take on water when you drink it. So we need to have the essential nutrient. Do the math. We're supposed to drink half our body weight in ounces every single day. And when you live in Florida, like I do, it's a lot more water than that per day. Our body craves the healthiest water possible, the way nature intended it, and it's Nikken gives us. It's the Nikken PyMag waterfall. It filters tap water to NSF standards. Its bacteria reduction is 99.99%. It is ionized. It is structured because of a magnetic component and produces this beautiful alkaline water that starts at 8.0 to 9.5 alkalinity. My favorite feature, I believe, is that it's no electricity and no plumbing and no wastewater. So many other units on the market have a wastewater component. We do not need to be wasting any water on our planet. This water comes out smooth and refreshing and super hydrating. The whole unit is eco-conscious design, advanced ionic filtration. So it's great for the environment, it's great for your body, and it's great for your wallet. Now, sleep does matter. We all know it. We watch a baby sleep. We watch an animal sleep. Everybody has this rhythm to their life that needs to have restorative sleep. Doctors tell us that when we get that deep REM 4 sleep, our body repairs. And when we get the rapid eye movement, that deep REM 5 is when the brain repairs. So is critical, and statistics show that when we are fatigued, it can lead to weight gain, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, stroke, obesity, and cancer. Not a list that you want. Get a good night's sleep. You're looking at a picture of the sleep system, a topper that fits on the bed like a fitted sheet, a comforter, and pillows. This was my first investment in Nikken's products back in 1998. Neither one of us slept well. One of us was always too hot or too cold. We hurt, and we just didn't know what it was like to sleep, go to sleep, stay asleep, and wake refreshed without an alarm. Wake when your body was ready to wake up. But once we got the Nikken sleep system, all of that started to happen. Go to sleep, stay asleep, and wake up. And why it works is because it has magnetic technologies that replicates Earth's natural energy. It's an orthopedic support for all body types. It has massage nodules. It has reflective fibers for temperature regulation. It has a gemmaline that creates negative ions, that beautiful part of the air around a waterfall or in the forest. That's created when the comforter and the topper are warmed up. It is environmentally responsible materials and environmentally safe materials. The Kenko Nature-S sleep system is designed and engineered to promote quality sleep. And if you've not heard the word Kenko before, it's not mysterious. It is the Japanese word for health. So this is the healthy Nature-S sleep system. Food is another critical component of our daily lives. And we try to meet daily recommendations, but only 1 in 10 American adults gets enough fruits and vegetables in their diet. Another statistic from the CDC, 1 in 10. But it gets a little worse for our children. 60% of our children don't eat enough fruit, and 93% of children don't eat enough vegetables. It is really hard to be healthy, to have the fuel that we need to feel good every day if we're not getting the right food. Collagen, it's a buzzword right now. A lot of companies have a collagen product, but I'll put Nikken's up against any of them because of the way it is made, the purity of the product. But why do we need to supplement our collagen? It's because it supports our cartilage and our joint health. We're talking about our hips, we're talking about our joints. Collagen is necessary for this function. Collagen supports bone strength, our skin health, our muscles and flexibility. It supports our digestive system. It's good for our hair and our nails and our eye health. It even supports wound healing and supports cardiovascular health. This amazing machine that we've been blessed with needs something like collagen. And this is the ingredient list for Nikken's. It's a marine collagen with blood peach extract, L-glutathione, let's say that a little better, and a rose apple extract. And if you take a screenshot, you can see all the other ingredients, but it is a delicious blood peach and rose apple that you taste in this pink collagen. Anything else? Why, yes, I'm glad you asked. I was able, with that sleep system, to put off a hip replacement. Now, mine didn't come from overexercise. It didn't come from an accident. My hip issues started when I was born. I was born with deformed hips and didn't know about it until after I gave birth to our first child. And I said to the doctor when he was showing me the x-ray, I said, "You've got the wrong x-rays." I said, those can't be my hips. I'm the person who has always water skied and done cartwheel splits and horseback riding and all these things that could abuse or make a problem. But he said, "No, you shuffled your hips in a different way when you gave birth." And that's why my hips started to dislocate. it would just slide in and out because there was no cup to hold it. To describe the way it felt would bring tears to your eyes. It was not something I would wish on anyone. When I started sleeping on the sleep system, things started to relax. Things started to calm down. The tension in it started to go. And I knew within 3 nights on the sleep system that I had found something extraordinary. And then my husband had his own miracle with the sleep system. Yes, I got the hip replaced 14 years ago, and the other hip has been babied differently because I've had the wellness home, I've had the air and the water and the sleep system and all the other products. But what I'm going to hold up to the camera right now is a power chip that has all 3 of those technologies and our kinetic tape, the duct tape. These are my 2 favorite products on my hip right now. I always have about a 4-inch piece on my hip holding the power chip. I put it on the hot spot. And when you've got any issue with a joint, you can touch that joint and something will light up and it won't feel good and you'll know where the hot spot is. And that's how technical I get with this. I put it where it hurts. And so it stays on for a week or more through swimming and showering. And I know the difference if I forget to put it on. If I had taken it off and got busy and forgot to put it on, that hip will just start singing to me a little bit. And I'll just go and put these back on. So for less than $100, I get 98 inches of this and a permanent piece of the magnet from Nikken, and I'm a happy camper. All right. Where are we now with the slide, Mary?
We're going to go back to the slideshow. So we've just heard about anything else. Oops, hang on. Let's try that again. There we go.
So if you've been invited by someone to listen to this, or you know someone who needs to hear about these products, please figure out a way to be part of this global wellness community. Be a source of referrals, be a part by being a customer or be a consultant and share this. I just believe that people deserve a chance to say yes or no to this. I was given that chance by a neighbor, and I continue to offer that to people. It's not a stress on me then, and it's not a stress on them. If I am just asking them to learn about this company so that they might find an interest for themselves or someone they care about. And if you haven't been to the website or invited someone to go to your website, there's a free little feel-good quiz. It takes a couple of minutes. They will email you back a nice little chart to see where you might be out of balance. Because to feel good every day, it takes a balance of all the things we've been talking about: the air, the water, the sleep, the nutrition, and the energy. And so it will just guide you to see where you want to start.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Mary.